Hello my friends, welcome to Creating with Jovi and to Swap and Glue. Today I'm going to do two collages, one from my friend Penny of Penny's Crafty Creations and one from my friend Virginia of Virginia Martin Author. And I wanted to show you this pretty mushroom and flowers that Penny drew on here. I think they're so cute. So let's have a look and see what she sent. Okay, my friends, she sent me a gorgeous mixed media piece. It's absolutely beautiful. I love that, Penny. And, ooh, some more too. Check these out, guys. These have butterflies on them. And then these, oh my gosh, these, what a beautiful background that is. Yeah, that's stunning. Love it. Oh, here's your note. Hi, Jovi. Thank you so much for swapping with me and for hosting this fun collab. I have enjoyed being part of it, Penny. Well, thank you, Penny. Thank you for being part of it. I really appreciate that, and I'm so glad that you enjoy it. All right, now, my friends, let's see what else we've got here. All right, we have some nice background pages. Hold on, there's one more. There we go. So very neutral. We're going to put that in a neutral pile. Oh, look at this. Another neutral. And then look at this, that's super pretty. I like that, okay. Then we have this very cool dragonfly with this cool pattern behind him. I think that's pretty neat too. And then we have some gel, okay, we got some gel print pages. Oh, look at that, that is beautiful, Penny. I love these are great. How fun, all right, good stuff. And now, this looks like a turkey to me. I'm not sure if that's what it is. Oh, it is a turkey. Ah, cute. Ooh, look at the cabin. Pretty. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna put that with the neutral pile. Ooh, we have some more brights here. Look at the beautiful hand-stitched butterflies. Oh my goodness. Hard to choose because I got some brights going on and I got some neutrals going on. So, oh, so pretty. That's gonna go over there. And then we have some warm colors here. I'll put that in the warm pile. Very nice. Ooh, look at those. Aren't they pretty? Wow. I'll put that in the warm pile. Oh, this is so pretty too. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, that's going to go in the warm pile. And let's see, what do we have here? Very nice. Oh, look at that with the green. Pretty. There's a picture of a dog wearing a king's outfit with a crown on. That's funny. Okay, I'm going to put that over there. Okay, so what are we in the mood for today? Well, you guys, I hardly ever do neutrals. So let's go ahead and dig into some neutrals. I'm going to keep these handy in case my brain decides to go in a different direction. But we're going to go ahead and start with neutrals today. Let's start by putting down just some neutral background. Now sometimes I tear edges and then sometimes I leave them straight. I think it really depends on my mood. Oops. And so I'm thinking for some of these backgrounds, I'm just going to leave the edges straight. All right, we got a little bit of our base down, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm feeling like I might go ahead and put this one down now. Or I could put it right here. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I kind of like it like that. All right, so before I put that down, I'm going to fill in the other spaces that don't have anything yet. So let's have a look at our neutrals and see what we might want to do. All right, I'm tempted to use this over here on this one. So I will go ahead, I'll tear this one, I'll fold it and tear it. Okay. There we go. We'll go ahead and get that glued into place now. Okay, and then we're going to want one more here and then like a strip of something there. So I think what we'll do, let's do that strip of something first. Okay, looking good. And now we'll do a tall one. And I could go with this dark right here. I wonder if I should. Or if I should get into something else. No, I think I'll stick with the dark. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this. Let's see. Right here. Oops. Well, that one didn't come out very straight, which is fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so now we have a nice neutral base to play with. Now, let's look at some of our other images. I like the barn, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out real quick. We'll keep our trees just in case we decide we want them for something. Okay, so let's see. Oops. All right, so I'm just going to play here for just a second and see where I want to put this. I'm not sure, so for now I'm just going to set it right there. I'm going to need to look at the springtime, well, not the springtime, but the other images that are in this pile and see if anything strikes a chord. We have this. Oh, we have this. Oh, we have this. Oh, and this. Even that. Oh, yeah. Okay, these are great. These are great. Okay. So let's see what we can do with these, my friends. I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to, I'm going to cut, actually. I know I don't do that very frequently, my friends, but today is the day that I'm going to cut, and I'm going to cut it right here. Since this paper is thicker, I'm going to go ahead and use my tacky glue. Friends, you might notice that the sound is a little bit different. I had to switch over from when I was talking in the video to doing a voiceover. So if you notice something different, that's all it is. So Penny sent me these amazing mixed media papers, and so I really want to use some of them in this collage. So I went ahead and I cut out 2 of the leaves, and as you can see, I am going to glue that down, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to put that in the upper left-hand corner. I feel like the colors on here go really well with the piece that I put on the right-hand side, and I think it just kind of pulls everything together. And I wanted to mention, just in case you didn't notice, the leaf pattern that's on there, it's like embossed, but done with embossing powder, and they have this nice shimmer to them, and I just think it looks so pretty. Penny also sent some really cool butterflies, so I'm going to cut them out, but I'm doing a very, very loose fussy cut because I really like the pattern that is around them, so I want to show that off in this collage as well. Before I commit to gluing the butterflies down, I want to go ahead and decide where I'm putting this cabin. And I think this is the spot, but also it looks sort of like it's just floating there. So I am going to glue it down, but then I'm going to need to add something underneath of it to kind of anchor it. Now I think it's time that I can go ahead and adhere the butterflies to the collage. Planning on sewing my swap and glues into a journal, and actually I need to get started on that because I have quite the stack. And it's going to be really cool when I'm done. But at any rate, I folded the paper in half so that I could find the center point, because if I sew it in the traditional way that I sew in my signatures, that's going to be important. I have learned some new stitches, and I may actually end up doing the new stitches, which would, I'm trying to figure out how I could explain this to you. So like a traditional way, like a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, there is a center spread in each signature. But some of the new stitches that I've learned, I actually, each page can look like it's a center spread of a signature. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So I'll have to play around and figure out how I want to bind this together, but I'm excited about it. But I'm still creating more swap and glues, so I don't know if I should do 2 books or cram them all into one gigantic book. I haven't quite decided that yet. But anyway, this is the piece that I'm going to put down underneath the cabin to artistically anchor it. There's this kind of awkward space near the edge of the cabin, and I kind of wanted to put something there. And so I had this tall candlestick, and I'm just going to use it. It's neutral. It has cabin vibes, so I ended up putting that on the page. Now I'm going to go ahead and add another one of the leaves, the embossed leaves that she made, and I'm going to put that over the neutral paper, and I think that's going to look super pretty. I've cut out an image of a wooden stool, so I'm going to put that near the leaf, kind of on top of the leaf as well. And then I'm going to put on top of the stool a white cabin. So this collage definitely has like fall cabin vibes, and I really like it because for me, this is not something I normally create, but I had so much fun doing it. Do you remember the page that had the ceramic dog? There was a white ceramic dog. Well, I went ahead and I cut that out, and I am going to attach that to the page as well. So he'll be sitting right in front of the cabin. And since I'm all about the cabin vibes, I'm going to go ahead and attach some more of the small cabin images that I cut out. I'm just going to have like a little grouping over here near the stool, and I just think it'll be cute. So do you remember the image that I pointed out earlier in the video? This is the dog that is dressed like a king. So I want to go ahead and see if I can work this into the collage as well. I used the wood look paper as a background for the dog image, and that's going up here at the top of the collage. And I'm really enjoying how all of this is coming together. I'm adding another embossed leaf. I just grabbed a piece of scrap paper so I can use my scissors to put some pressure on that to protect. I use the paper to protect the embossed image. Now it is time for me to come in and add a few more of the butterflies. Now it is time for me to show this to you up close. I really, really like how it turned out. Very different for me. I don't really work with these warm colors that often, but I enjoyed it very, very much. And I really enjoyed working with Penny's mixed media pieces. So thank you so much, Penny, for sending me all these goodies. Now we are going to go ahead and create a collage from Virginia's goodies. Friends, now we're going to do another collage, and this one is from my friend Virginia of Virginia Martin, author, and she sent me a swap and glue, and actually I need to remember to send one back to her. I sometimes forget. And I know all of you that do swap and glue, that swap with multiple people, I know that you totally understand that. So, oh, this is really cool. I like that a lot. So that could definitely be an inspiration piece for sure. That's really cool too. Okay, I like that. Oh, I didn't even look at the back. Yes, okay, so I like that. Then we have an airport. That's beautiful. That looks like the airport in Orlando. I wonder if it was. Kind of looks like it. Very, very cool. I went to the airport once and I was really surprised at how nice it was. I don't know why it surprised me. It just did. But, okay, so I like that. Very nice. Ooh, plants and vases. I do like that. Okay, let me keep that in mind. Oh, I like the word joy on there. That's pretty cool. Can you guys see everything all the way? Let's see. Let's keep that. The land of exceeding expectations. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. All right, I like the colors in that. I'm going to put that over here. Oh, look at all the umbrellas. I love that. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay, very cool. Very pretty flowers, of course. I love those. I'm going to put those here. And this is beautiful too. Check that out. Really pretty. Man, I'd like to go see that in real life. Oh, these are so cute. Make a wish. That is so adorable. And the napkins, oh my gosh. So cute. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. I love this. It's so bright and cheerful. Put that right here. And then, let's see, I'm gonna put this over here. Oh, this is cool too. Okay. Yeah, really neat colors. Okay. So definitely I want to get this onto the page. Before I get this going, I need to get some background down. Oh, hold on, I didn't even see everything. So we have some more words here. He who travels far knows much. A hopeful heart and an open mind are the best travel companions. Bon voyage. These are great. Paradise on earth. All right, those are fun. Make it happen. That's super cute. January 2014. Wow, this magazine page has been around a while, hasn't it? Find your outside. Very nice. Living. Discover your favorite colors. All of those are fantastic. All right, so I'm going to get this down as a background because it's kind of cool and I like it. So let's go ahead and do that. And since that's basically a full sheet, I might go ahead and use my Mod Podge just to get it down easily. Oh man, I've reused this brush so many times. It's really starting to feel like I need to replace it. You know, it just gets that way eventually, right? All right, let's get half of that page down real quick before any of that dries. We don't want that to happen. There we go. Nice, okay. I'll get some more glue here. And there's a little tape on the corner, so I'm just going to tear that off. All right, maybe I'll just tear this whole edge off here. Very nice. I might as well just keep that stuff out. All right, and I also think this is cool. So I'm going to go ahead and tear that off and get this down as a part of a background. Let's put it over here. And let's get the rest of the umbrellas on here. Let's do that. Yeah. We'll do it closer to the ground over here. Or I don't know what I'm saying. We'll get it closer to the side. There we go. Okay, looking good. Looking fun. Just adding some color to the page. And add some more color up here. There we go. Okay. And let's see. Let's get some of this going. Okay, one more spot right over here. There. Now, let me get that glue up off of my mat. I do need to give my mat a good scrubbing. Okay, so we got this down. It's wet, so I'm not going to cut it till it dries somewhat. I don't like to gunk up my scissors with, you know, wet glue. I mean, I do that a lot, but I don't like to do it. Okay, so I'm going to pop this bowl right over here, okay? I'm going to have to give my bone folder a good scrubbing too by the time I'm done with this. Okay. I'll just soak it. You know, you can soak those, so that's not going to be any big problem. Now the next thing I wanted to do was use this fantastic image of this kid who is diving into the water. But we're going to go ahead and make him dive into the bowl of oranges, and that's always fun. I did one recently where I had a kid diving, and it was really cute. So that's what we'll do here. It was more of a beach scene, but it was great. All right, so we've got this. Now let me get this over here, up out of the way. So I definitely want him diving into the orange bowl there. Now I don't know what I'm going to put behind him. We are going to have to get creative and figure out what we want to do with that. Getting this Mod Podge all over the place. But that's okay because we just about have this down. Oh, let me move him down just a little bit so he's not off the page. I don't know if I can. All right, my friends, I actually got completely disrupted as I was working on this collage, but I'm back. It's the next day, actually. So anyway, here we are. We've got this down. The Mod Podge is completely dried. And I can see here where there's like some white markings. That's from folding the page. And a little bit here. So I'll go through later on and maybe use a little ink to disguise those, kind of get rid of them, if you will. So I think the next step is that I'm going to go ahead and add this word joy. And if I add it right here, it handles the situation of the fact that he was on the edge of a page. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right there. I think that's going to work out really great. And like I said, it solves the problem of, what do we do with that half of his body there? And he looks like he's having so much fun diving into the bowl of oranges. There, I'm going to tilt that just a little bit. Okay. Now I was thinking I would use this word living, but let me see what else I have. Discover your new favorite color. That's kind of cute too. I actually like both of the, you know what? Hold on a second. These are nice and big. So I'm going to cut these. And that way I can fit them onto the page however I want. So we have those. We're going to put those over here. And then actually, I'm going to go ahead and cut these out as well. If you heard that sound, that's thunder, and we are having some very rainy weather today. All right, discover your new favorite color. I like that. I'm going to cut these out in case we decide we want to use them. I do have an idea to use them over here, and then I have the idea of using this over here. So let's go ahead. I don't know how these got out of order, but they did. That's okay though. We're going to start with our L, and we're going to go ahead and put that on the paper. I wonder if it's too late for me to squish these over a little bit. I wouldn't mind doing that. Yeah, it's not too late. I'll just add a little bit more glue. I need just a tiny bit more room. So I'll just move them over a little bit. Hopefully it won't mess anything up too much. That's looking good, and I like that on this page, the background paper that we used, there's a suitcase and some flowers, so it's kind of a cool background. And now I'm going to come over here and let's play with this. Let's see how much of this we can get on the papers. Discover your, oh, and I can trim this off and that'll save some room. If we put the word new over here, favorite could go like here. Colors, or color. Oh, I think that looks great there. Let's do it. That's perfect. That's really fun. I don't always use a lot of words on my collages, and this one has a lot, and I like that because it's a little bit different. And these colors go perfectly because they match the umbrellas that are on there. I'm sure it was from the same advertisement in the magazine. So that's just working out brilliantly. I think that the kid who's diving into the oranges, I think his new favorite color is orange. All right, this is looking pretty good. Now I want to do a little bit of repair work, if you will. I want to come over here and get some brown over where the fold is. And actually, I might go ahead and cover some of the water splashes just to give him some more definition. I'm leaving the ones on the outside, but I'm just going to cover some of these a little bit. I think my brown marker is drying out. Let me test this on something else. Oh, it's completely dry. Jeez. I was wondering why I was having to work so hard. I was kind of wondering if I should go around these parts here, this outside part with the blue marker, and I don't know if that's going to make much of a difference because this is a different kind of marker. Yeah, that is not making much of a difference. Interesting. I could hit it with permanent marker. This just might be a really light color is what I'm thinking. Let's try this. We'll just try it over here under the arm and see what happens there. Interesting. Oh, maybe the color is not going on because it's been Mod Podge. That is possible. I do see a little bit of blue going on though. Now I want to see just if I can add a little bit of definition on here. This is not something I normally do when I do a swap and glue, but we're just going to play. It's such a colorful page. I figure we'll just play a little bit and have some fun with it and see what happens. I'm going to color this whole corner in here. There we go. And I wonder, you know, maybe I want to go over some points of these letters. I don't know. Let's check out the Y. We'll just go down the edge of the Y like this. And then we'll go down, we'll go around the inside of the O. I don't really want to make those letters smaller because they're pretty thin anyway. But just bringing a little bit of color over here to this section because that section has a lot of color. Let's go ahead and we'll do some over here too. We'll add some blue over here. All right, I like that. I'm just going to bring some deeper orange just into a few areas of this picture. Again, just for fun, just to add a little extra, I guess, color and definition. Part of me feels like I should bring some orange into some other areas of the picture. This is literally the only spot, this in this drawing here, is the only spot with orange in it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to bring the orange in right next to the blue that I brought in earlier. I'm not too much of an orange person, but it is summertime, and I feel like we see a lot more orange and yellow in the summertime. Well, of course we do in the fall as well. I just think it's sort of different in the fall, different tones, you know, more warm, not as bright. Okay, I think that brings a little bit more orange in, and then I'm just going to go ahead and color this corner up here orange. Go down the side here. Oh, and there's like where there's some seams, I can go ahead and do a little bit of orange. Just kind of messy. Just follow the seams and just be messy over them. All right, my friends, I can't help but feel, I like it, but I can't help but feel like something is missing. So I figure, let's go ahead and have some fun. We'll do a little yellow splatter paint. I think yellow will go good with everything that's going on here. Now, I don't want to get a lot on his face. I don't want to cover his face with paint. So I'm just going to take this little piece of paper towel and put it there, and hopefully it'll stay. And now I've got some yellow paint. I don't know, it feels a little dry. Let's find out here. It is a little bit dry. Well, we're gonna go ahead and try to use it. Now I'm dipping my fan brush, show it to you, dipping my fan brush in the paint. Just wanna make sure it's watery enough to splatter. So let's go ahead and give that a try. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more wet. There are some big splattery things, and I like that. I'm enjoying that there's some big ones on there, super visible. So that's really cool, and bringing in the color really nicely. So I'm liking that. If I didn't like that, I would simply not put as much water in my paint, but I really like the big blotches like that. On this particular thing, I wouldn't maybe want it everywhere on every piece of art or collage, but I do like it on this one. This is fun. Okay, going in with some little ones. And I have a spot right here I'd really like to get more on. There we go. There we go. Okay, good. I like that. All right, I'm gonna let that dry. Okay, my friends, I added some yellow splatter paint, and I really like the effect that it added to this collage. I think it added a lot to it, just in a really fun way. And using the paper towel over his face was perfect because we didn't get any splatter where we didn't want it. So there it is, my friend. Let me know if you like them. They're both quite different, but usually that's how my collages go. And so I always appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching. See you soon.